how we do it. This is how we do it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. We are going to be cleaning this house today, as always. This is the mess in my kitchen. I'm so happy we got this island to basically just put more junk on. I'm sure you guys can relate. I'm going to focus on the oven today because, y'all, it is nasty. It's probably been, oh my gosh, I want to say at least a year, probably 18 months since I've cleaned this thing out. And yeah, you see, it looks pretty darn bad. So we are going to be tackling this today with my friend, the Easy Off. Let me tell you something, you guys. This stuff is toxic. You probably need to be wearing a hazmat suit, and I will eventually cover my face because it's bad. I'm all about the natural plant-based products, but when you got something this bad, you're going to have to get the big gun.
And then, you know the thing when you do that and then, you know?
Yeah.
You like pop and glass. I did that. It was really fun.
And you loved it?
While I let that set on there, it's going to be on there for about an hour. Honestly, I'm going to start cleaning off this table because just another area to put stuff on, right? With all the renovations going on, there's just stuff everywhere. But in reality, I have 5 kids. It's a family of 7, so stuff is everywhere all the time. And it is time to take the glass off of the table. I had this cut for this table and I love it because I felt like the table, obviously, I think I've told you guys, my husband built this for me, but it was always getting like water rings, even though we've sealed it. So glass is the way to go, but I'm going to use my little plastic scraper and scrape any of the junk off of here that has kind of collected. And I'm going to give it a good cleaning and a good polishing. The table is looking so beautiful. Honestly, I had forgotten how pretty this stain is. I was actually thinking about restaining it, but now that it's all clean, I think we may just keep it.
We had a fire, now we're watching it burn low.
I'm going to clean the glass here against the wall with my Windex. Gonna get it really soaked pretty good, and then I'm gonna use the plastic scraper once again to scrape any of the stuff that was under the glass that has been there for quite some time. I have never taken the glass off to clean it, and we've had it for probably 5 years, so you can only imagine. If you guys want a scraper like this, it is a safe one. The razor blade part is actually plastic. It's still sharp and it gets things really well, gets them off very well, but it won't cut the kids. So I love it, and you will see that I use it throughout this entire video and also in so many other videos. I have that in my Amazon favorites if that's something that you want. And I'm going to use it once again for this oven. You guys, this stuff is coming right up, and I really think that is because of the Easy Off and this scraper. This was nasty.
Isn't it time we go our separate ways?
You're getting a little sneak peek of Isabella's hand. She wanted to join in on my kind of fun, and so I'm letting her do this. You can see her super cute animal print robe.
A body and mind. Feel like demons in my mind. Demons in my mind. It tastes like demons in my mind. Demons pushing all my triggers.
so I did this a lot, and honestly I had to keep coming back and doing it more and more. I will eventually wipe it off, like all of the residue and whatnot, with the paper towel, as you see here, but I still had to come back here and just get any of the spots that I missed. If you guys don't have kids around or you have older kids, I say go for the razor blade, but I love this, honestly. I think it works so well, and it came with 2 scrapers and a whole row of little plastic blades, if you will, and I used 2 of them for this oven. And then I found this Dawn Power Wash, and I'm going to put this on the grill or grates or whatever they're called. I sprayed Easy Off on here as well, but just for added measure, I wanted to put that on there. And then I'm going to wipe it with this sponge. I spent probably an hour, no kidding, on this oven, because I would wipe it all down and then I felt like it needed to be scrubbed or scraped a little bit more. And so that is exactly what I did. So, I mean, if you guys want some serious oven cleaning motivation, you have come to the right spot.
Demons pushing all my triggers.
So you guys let me know in the comments below, how often do you clean your oven? This is something that I know this might seem a little extra. I don't know, you guys tell me, but I think I want to get on a schedule of doing this once a month, because if you don't stay on top of your cleaning, obviously I have not stayed on top of this oven, then you will have to spend an hour. But if you stay on top of it, you keep just cleaning up the spills when they happen, it's not as hard to get them up and you won't have to spend so much time here. So I'm going to get a better routine for sure on deep cleaning this type of stuff. And like I said, once a month. So my goal, crossing my fingers, making prayers, doing all the things, is to bust out one of these super deep cleaning videos once a month, so we can stay accountable to each other and we can get all of the nitty-gritty, nasty, dirty stuff done. That way we are not having to like spend an entire hour on one thing. I think that would help us all out. I'll tell you one thing, the next day I was wondering, why do my legs hurt so bad? And as I look at this video while editing, I realize this is why. Whenever I bathe Ruby, I stand over her like this and I scrub her, and it takes kind of a long time. And so standing over the oven like this and scrubbing, oh my word, you guys, what a workout. I mean, seriously, cleaning is 100% my cardio. So now that I've wiped everything down, I'm just coming back and getting some of the really stuck on stuff. I have already switched out the blade here and trying to get this up. This is nasty. My kids have also been making things themselves, so they've made some serious spills, and that is when Mama has to come in here. I'm going to teach them to do this, though. I'm sure if I get them to do it one good time, when they make spills in here, they'll be sure to clean it up right away.
This is nothing can be life, it might just have been a bad dream. You can run, you can hide, but you can't put the blame on me. Because you're acting like a volcano.
One thing I will say is when you are spraying the Easy Off, and I'm just thinking about this right now, I sprayed it on the top. You really don't need to do that. I mean, unless you have a lot of like splatter up there. And we did have splatter, but I felt like when I sprayed it up there, I got it all over the burners or whatever they are. So I wouldn't recommend that. And that's what I was doing with the scrubber. I was trying to scrub it off because the last thing we want is to turn the oven on and smell that cleaner.
I don't know what to say, what to do, how to make you see. This is not thinking real life, it might just have been a bad dream. You can run, you can hide.
I'm going to line the bottom with some aluminum foil. You know what? It's not cute. It's not pretty, and I really don't know any other way to do it but to protect the bottom of this oven. I'm just taking 2 sheets here and I'm going to kind of mold them under the burners, and that will help with any splatters. So when they happen, you just pull it out, obviously when it's cooled down, and put some more foil down and you're good to go. I really liked the power off or the power wash spray that I did. Obviously the Easy Off does the best job with this type of grime and baked on junk, but that power wash is great. I got the apple scent and it smelled so good. And then in one of my next clips coming up, you'll see that I will also spray the sink with it, and then I scrubbed it down. It's great. You guys have definitely got to try it. Back to the main part of the kitchen. I am going to start cleaning this up. This is a real life mess for you guys. Yeah, it's a lot. Stuff just collects. I don't even know. And it wasn't even like there was a ton of dishes. It was just junk on top of this island and the countertops. We all need to do a better job of putting things away.
You have to make this one.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
This.
This is how we do it.
Learn to bump down and then.
Hi, cutie patootie. Hi, cootie. This is behind the scenes of a cleaning video. Babe, can you call Buttermilk Provisions? And Casey, I want you to call Buttermilk Provisions.
What you got gluten free?
What you got gluten free? My wife is wanting a Pop-Tart.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. Corona ain't on the white side.
I want to try that.
It's a mattress.
I'm
Alright, everybody hush.
Shh, 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 shh. Daddy's calling for a Pop-Tart.
I'm going to start loading up the dishwasher here, you guys. I was really on the fence on adding that because there is a lot of silliness going on in my house. We are always having fun. We are always what you call talk singing. We are always dancing and being silly. And I often leave that out of my videos, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore this is me, this is how we are, and I'm just embracing it. I have been on this journey of self-acceptance, self-worth, self-love, and just being okay with me, and that's who I am. And I can't change that, and I don't want to change that. I'm really embracing just liking who I am, and if that means me being silly, then so be it. You guys get a front row to me being weird. But I have said in the past, you gotta embrace being weird.
I will get up again. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been.
I sprayed the sink down with the power wash here. I'm going to let that sit for just a hot minute. And then I'm going to clean everything off of this bar area, or excuse me, island. I'm not used to having an island. I have never had an island, to be honest with you. And when I sit here and look at the view here, I just feel so thankful. Chris did an amazing job, and so did all of the friends that helped us. I mean, honestly, people just came in and they were so kind, and they helped him knock some of these projects out in a timely manner, because Chris can do it all, but I mean, he does have a full-time job, and you know, having this many kids is a full-time job, so we are so blessed. I'm going to scrub this sink down really good. In my last video, I did a really good scrubbing, so if you love watching satisfying sink cleaning, make sure you check out my other video. I will have that in the description box below or at the end slate. You can check that out. I did a ton of spring cleaning videos, and I don't want you to miss them. I have an entire playlist dedicated to just spring cleaning, so that will be in my description box. Mom duty calls, and Josiah wants a bowl of ice cream, so I'm going to take care of that for him, and then I'm going to give Noah some Oreos. They're getting a little treat here after they ate all of their dinner. And Noah and his crazy hair. His smile is my favorite, or one of my favorites. I'm going to scrub the back of this backsplash here. It gets so grimy. I didn't even realize how grimy it was until we were moving everything out, and I noticed the difference between behind the oven and the rest of the backsplash. And this is fairly new, so definitely going to take care of this. I'm going to make a mixture you'll see in just a second that will help clean this up really well. I want to ask you guys, how are y'all doing with all the craziness and the toilet paper hoarding? I just don't even understand the hysteria. I'm the type of person, you guys know I struggle with anxiety, but I'm not the type of person that freaks out about this type of stuff. Now, I do have asthma, and my son has asthma, so that scares me, but it doesn't scare me any more than, you know, somebody with a really bad cold or a flu, because it does settle in my chest. But I was able to pick up some bottles of Clorox. I already had Clorox, and I'm just making a little solution here, a little Clorox and some water, and you guys, that's the best disinfectant in the world besides hydrogen peroxide. Little note. And rubbing alcohol. You don't have to get really, you don't have to scour Clorox. I'm telling you, hydrogen peroxide works beautifully. But I'm going to spray the back of here, because I'm going to try to get some of this discoloration off, and then I'll scrub it some more. But back to all the hysteria. Yeah, I have not freaked out. I mean, we have a large family, so we usually have a ton of toilet paper, and I did go to the grocery store and get some extra things, but they canceled school for 2 weeks here, and I'm just not even understanding. It's like my brain cannot wrap around it. I freak out over normal stuff, like seeing people in Target that I don't want to see, you know, those types of things. But like this type of stuff, I'm totally chill, not worried about it one bit. I got some new knives while I was at Home Goods and a new little caddy there that I'm going to put in the drawer, and some new bamboo utensils, which are my favorite things to use. So I'm going to pull all those out and then wash them before putting them back in the drawer. And then I'm going to show you a really cool, quick little DIY to make your drawer look just a little bit better. I'm going to wash these all with some soapy water, warm soapy water. There you go. Sorry. Words are hard some days, I'll tell you what. And then I'm going to let them dry on this towel here. And then I'm going to show you this little DIY. I love it. I want to do it to all of the cabinets and the drawers, but in due time. I did not have the time or honestly the energy to do that today, but I will be adding that to another video, I am sure. So can't wait to show you guys. But first, we're going to vacuum it out. Time for the little DIY. I'm going to use marble contact paper. I got this from Walmart and they have a ton of different designs and patterns, so use whatever you want. They're all the same. I cannot remember the price of this. It might have been $9 or $11. Please don't quote me, but super affordable, and it's a pretty big roll. You can also go to the dollar store. They have a ton of contact paper, and it is contact paper brand, so that's great, and it's $1, but it doesn't come in as big of a roll, so I'll just spend the extra money so I don't have to use a whole bunch of different rolls. And then I obviously measured it like you saw, and then I'm taking a straight edge, which is my Easter sign, and just using my X-Acto knife to cut that. Then I like to peel it only on one end and put it on the very edge. I like to do it on the side because I feel like it's easier for me to get a better grip, but you do whatever works. As long as you just put one sticky side down, get it smooth with your hands, and then start working the bottom backing off slowly and pressing down as you're pulling off. I'm using one of Chris's scrapers here. I don't know where he got it, but I'm using one of these, and then I'm going to get any of the air bubbles out and work the backing like you see, and then just working those air bubbles out as I move. I find this to be the best way. I have taken the backing off before, just of the entire piece, and it is so sticky, it got everywhere. So definitely work in sections, press it down, get the bubbles out, and then move a little bit more backing down, and then getting all of the air bubbles, and I press really, really tight against this seam here or this edge, really, really tight, and then I will take the X-Acto knife and get any of the excess.
My mind's accelerating when I'm thinking about the good times that we had. My friend said you were overrated. I always told them they couldn't understand the things you did to me. You showed me what it's like to fall in love.
I'm gonna put this little compartment caddy thing in there. Again, this is from Home Goods, and I love it. And it's got little rubber things, stoppers on the bottom, so it doesn't slide all over the place. I wish it was a little bit longer so I didn't have to press it all the way back, but it works just fine. And I like the clear acrylic a lot. So I'm gonna put the knives in here. This is gonna be the designated drawer for knives. I do not like a lot of things on my countertops, so I've got most of the utensils in the drawer, and then I'm putting my bamboo utensils in the utensil holder. This was from, I believe, Home Goods as well, and then the little tray there is from Walmart. I'm going to vacuum the dining room. I love it. I painted it, and our friends, my brother-in-law and some family friends came and helped a little bit, actually a lot of bit, so I can't really take all the credit. But in my last video I mentioned it was or is a lot of white, but it's growing on me. I'm going to be adding some of my blue plates and other types of decor. I have got so many ideas in my mind, which is very normal for me. I'm learning to write them down and get them more sorted and organized because I have so many ideas in my head. I get overwhelmed and then I just don't do anything. Let me know if you guys struggle with that as well. But I'm going to vacuum this room up, and then I got a new screen. This is from Home Depot. It was $19, and you can cut it to size, and that is what we'll have to do. I thought it was going to be perfect size. The last one was, so I put it up there, but you'll see that after Chris made fun of me, you know, lovingly made fun of me that it's not going to fit, I was like, no, it's going to fit. And I went ahead and put it up and then realized, nope, we need about a ½ inch off. But I vacuumed up here first, and there was a dead lizard. I chose not to put it on the screen, but yeah, dead lizard. But that's so typical of Florida. You find lizards everywhere, especially if you have cats who bring them in, and then they try to escape, and they hide up here, and they die. Which made me really sad, to be honest with you. So, like I showed you, it was too big, and Chris is going to cut it because he's amazing. And then we are going to, look at him, copping a field. Why? Always copping a field. Moving on. Moving on. Putting the shade up here. The last one was nasty, dingy, dirty. We had it for 5 years. So, this is such an easy and affordable fix. The chairs are coming in. I spray painted these chairs. I found them on Facebook Marketplace for $50 for 4 of them, and they are real antique chairs made in some other country, not China. And I tried so hard with these. I wanted to do it right, so I'm like, I'm going to strip them, and I'm going to sand them, and I'm going to make them perfect. Let me just give you a little bit of advice. Don't strip them. Sand them if need be, but do not strip your chairs. The paint gets gross and nasty, and then you have to strip them all, and I was just over it, so I sand them as much as possible. But then when you have bare wood, it doesn't really take the paint very well, so note to self, never again sand, like I said, and then use some spray paint. That's what I did, just regular old Rust-Oleum 2-time the cover spray paint. And I ended up putting a high gloss spray paint on it. I did matte for a while, then satin, then semi-gloss, and I was like, forget that, high gloss, it has better coverage and it's easier to wipe down. And then I got these cushions from Home Goods, of course. I mean, Home Goods needs to sponsor this video, okay? Seriously though, it's not, don't worry, they don't even know who I am. But I got these from Home Goods because the seats were so rough and kind of like scratchy, even though I've sprayed them a million times. And I like having some color. I was a little worried it was too much white, but it's going to grow on me. And I have got my little wicker or water hyacinth plate chargers on. You won't see it in this video, but for the spring home tour, Easter home tour, you will see that. I cannot wait to show that to you. I'm hoping to have that up next week, but we shall see. I'm just wanting to get everything done. Okay, you guys, now it's time for the really fun DIY. Here's my front porch in all its pollen glory. Nasty, dingy, the house needs to be painted. I'm not about to do that. No. So I've cleaned it. I've already cleaned out here, but oh, hi Hazel. I am going to get the broom and zoom through here and get all of the cobwebs and pollen and leaves and all the things that like to show up on your front porch. I'm just going to use our outside broom to do that and wipe it really good before we stencil. I'm so excited. This is another one of those projects that has been in my mind for I don't know how long, but I have so many ideas that I just don't do them, and I know that sounds crazy, but I'm like, you know what? Show up for yourself, Lynn. Make yourself proud. That's what I'm doing.
So I got it as clean as possible, swept all of the debris and the pollen and whatever else off of it. I felt it, it feels clean. So I'm going to first tape off the surrounding area that is not going to be painted. I showed you the paints I'm using. I wanted to use all chalk paint because I heard it worked really well, and it's more affordable than concrete paint. I went to Home Depot to get concrete paint, and you could only get a gallon, and it was expensive, and I just didn't want to do that. So I figured even if I use regular paint, I'm going to seal it, and it's cheaper, and I can recover it if I need to. So just paint all the surrounding area. I'm using the Kills brand. I think you saw the color on there, and I'm just going to use a roller here. All this was from Walmart. Every bit of it I purchased from Walmart. And they have different colors. They had like an aqua color, dark gray, light gray, white, of course. But I chose the light gray. I just thought it would be really pretty. I was going to do a dark, but I didn't want that much contrast. So I'm trying to keep the house pretty light and airy. I love farmhouse, but I like coastal, so I'm trying to keep it pretty bright. I cannot wait for you to see the finished product. I was so proud of myself, you guys. Okay, so obviously this is not square, which hardly anything is square on a house. So Chris is gonna figure out the point at which we're gonna start. That way we don't have too many half pieces. I think he decided to do an inch border around the entire thing. For me, everything's simple. We can figure this out. But he's always like, there's more to it. If you want to do it right, you gotta have more to it, and he's right. So I think we're just gonna add a border all the way around and then do the tiles. I don't know where these tiles are from. I will see if I can get it. If I find out, it'll be in the description box. But my sister did her bathroom with these, and she's letting me borrow them. And I'm going to use this paint for it. Go ahead, sorry. So Chris found the center point and drew a line with the pencil, and then I'm going to start to stencil. I definitely learned how to stencil when I was done stenciling, if that makes any sense. I did not offload the roller, and this one got really smudged. So in the future, now I know, I actually had to go and clean this off. I had to wipe it off completely. I was going to put it back down, and it was just too goopy. But now I know, and that's okay. So I washed it off, and I'm going to just kind of stipple it in there. I would recommend getting an actual stencil brush. Just save yourself the time and spend the money on a good brush. Have a paper towel out there, offload the roller, and you're good. Okay, you guys, I finished it. I'm going to be putting a border around that tomorrow, but I'm going to let this dry. There are some smudges, but I'm so in love with it. Can we just take a moment and acknowledge that this has been in my mind for I don't know how long, and I finally did it, and that makes me so proud of myself. And all the smudges and the imperfections are perfect to me, honestly, because I just followed through and I showed up. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. So stinking happy. You can see I taped off here. Nothing is square, so we know that where I started was the right way, but you know, everything's a little wonky, so we're gonna just have a border to kind of help. That's what it looks like so far. I mean, there's definitely some spots like here that it got a little smeared. Sorry if the light is super bright, but yeah, there we go. If you guys are wanting a super detailed how to stencil anything, let me know and I'll put that on my other DIY channel, or I can just let you guys know on Instagram. You can find me over there, but this is just pretty much going through and showing you what I did. Definitely learned my lesson. You need to offload and you need to stipple, and you can use a roller, but just offload it. So I'm going to pull the tape up. I wasn't going to do the border, but I was just so excited I went ahead and did it. Okay, you guys, this is the final product. I think I'm gonna get another plant right there. It's very minimalist, and I like it so far. I mean, the tiles are pretty busy. I don't know yet. I gotta fill this out. I got my rug back. I made this about 2 years ago, and then I made this wreath about, I think probably 2 years ago as well. And the W is spray painted the same champagne gold as this, and I got this from Marshall's probably 2 years ago. Only thing that I got recently was this from Home Goods for $10, and I've had these succulents for probably 2 years, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was pretty packed, full, and I was feeling really proud of it. I'm really proud of how the porch looks. This is my spring porch decor tour, I guess you would say, and I love the way it came out. Honestly, more than anything, I love that I had an idea and I followed through with it. That makes me feel really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet already, and I cannot wait to see you guys in a couple of days. See you in the next one. Bye.